Hello students, welcome to our English grammar class for grade 7. So today we are going to learn all about nouns. We have already studied about nouns in our previous grades and I'm sure that you are absolutely familiar with this word noun. What exactly is this word about? You know that this is actually anything that is naming. So all the naming words are noun, any word. So if you look around right now, what do you see? There are things lying around you. Like there is a table, there is a book, there is a pencil, there is a photo frame, right? Your center table, your dining table, there is a kitchen, your rooms, wardrobes, cupboards, lights, fan, ACs, coolers. Every object lying around us has a name. If we do not give a name to that object, we won't be able to refer to it. Simple as that. So this naming word actually plays a major role in our life because each and every object is given a name. We know so far. So we can never refer to anything if there is no name for it. Right? So that name is actually called the common noun because the commonly used term for that particular object. Right? Like this is a marker. So what would I call it? A pen? Pen is also a name. A marker? Marker is also a name. Right? Striker? Striker is also a name. Right? So these are actually the terms, the common terms given to the objects to recognize them. Right? So we know that the pages, a lot of sheets of paper coming together in form of a book, right? And now you know what a book looks like. So any book, it can be any book, you know that it is first and foremost known as a book, right? So common noun, the very first type of noun is actually this naming word. So we can say yes, a common noun. What is a common noun? It's a common name. It's a common term given to any object, anything, any person, any animal, any tree. That is a common noun because it is the term. Simple as that. You don't have to get very deep into it to understand what a common noun. Everything is a common noun actually. Every naming word is a common noun. So being a teacher is a common noun. Being a woman, it's woman, first and foremost, a girl is a common noun only, right? Before becoming a specific thing or a specific person, a specific object, right? There comes the distinction when I say proper. So what is proper noun? Proper noun is simply a specific name given to a person, a thing, or any object, right? So like we talk about ourselves, we all are the humans, right? I am a human, you are a human, all who can reciprocate our feelings in the same manner we do. We all are humans. So humans actually a common term, it's a common noun, right? Then we have the categories in gender like females and males, right? In females also we have the categories as in young girls, women, old ladies, right? So that is also the category. So these are all the common terms for understanding the common terminology associated with that particular aspect. What is proper or a specific name is given to that one particular person, right? So my name, right? What am I? I say I am a girl, right? So this is a common term and the girl is given the name Monica. Right? So this is a specific name given to a girl, hence it becomes a proper noun. This is all about humans. You all keep pets, right? But the general category of all the animals is like either they're lions, deer, fish, wolves, cows, buffaloes, birds, right? These are the common names given to these species. But if you keep a pet, as in you have a dog, right? And you give that dog a specific name like Max. Hence, Max becomes your proper noun. So, common noun is dog, whereas Max is your proper noun. Now, similarly, you all go to school. You all are school-going children, right? So, school is a common term given to a building. So, there are buildings. There are buildings which are given the term like homes where you live. There are buildings which are given the name as in the hospitals where you get treated wherever you are sick. The buildings which are given the term as in the schools or colleges where you get your education from, right? The buildings where you go to take your classes, extra classes or music classes, right? They are called the clubs, the sports clubs, right? But when for especially, recognized, for a special recognition, there is a specific name given to that building that becomes the proper noun, right? So if I say, the hospital, so any hospital nearby, that hospital, that building is given a name, right? Similarly, we have the monuments. So if I talk about monuments or the buildings again, these monuments are also given a specially recognized name, right? So for school, we can say any school, whatever your school's name is, we can say Swami Vivekananda School. So it is actually after a great leader. So Swami Vivekananda School, right? So this becomes the proper noun. Similarly, monument. And in monument, you have like Taj Mahal, right? So it's a monument, but it's given a specific name that becomes the proper noun. So this is a very, very simple difference between the common noun and the proper noun, right? So common noun is a common term, whereas the proper noun is a specific term given to the object, right? Now let's move ahead and understand different types of nouns, right? So there are two more nouns which are exactly opposite to each other, right? And they are concrete noun and abstract noun. So concrete and abstract, right? These are also exact opposite nouns. Concrete is any object that can be touched, felt, sensed using all your five senses. So what all senses you have? You have the sense of see, right? Sight. Sense of sight, exactly. And sense of smell. You have the sense of touch. You have the sense of taste, right? And sense of hearing. So these are actually the five senses. We have the five senses, right? Any object that can be felt using any of our five senses is a concrete noun. So I can touch the board. I can hold this marker. I can see you. I can see the boat. I can hear this noise, right? This sound created by the marker, right? Hence it is a concrete noun. Concrete noun. You take a flower and you smell it. You can smell it, you can touch it, you can see it, you can apply all your senses into it, but you cannot hear it. That is absolutely fine because you can apply any of the senses, right? That is your concrete noun. So give me some examples. This marker, I can write, right? Marker, board, flower. What do you taste? An ice cream, right? Where you can apply any of the five senses. Just the opposite case is abstract noun. So what is an abstract noun? Which cannot be felt using any of the senses but just be felt within yourself. So no sense is applied here, right? In your abstract noun, no senses applied. Only and only feelings. What? Only feelings, emotions, or ideas, or concepts are abstract noun. When we talk about feelings, you have the feeling of sadness, you have the feeling of happiness, you have the feeling of joyfulness, right? These are the feelings. Emotions, when you become sad, so sadness. So feelings and emotions are actually connected with each other, right? Feelings and emotions. Ideas, when you actually think of an idea, right? So the idea of creating some invention, right? So invention is again an abstract noun because it is an idea. The concept of government. So government is a concept that it will channelize the transactions done in a country, not the financial transactions, but every political or like major uh, issues, major policies will be taken care by the government, right? So any idea or concept or emotion or feelings is actually an abstract noun. This is all what you feel inside. So you feel strength in your body, right? When you are energetic. So energy, strength, weakness, right? So you will notice that any word that actually ends with NESS like happiness or weakness, right? These are all abstract nouns apart from the ones which we just feel inside, like energy. Energy is felt when you eat well, right? Or strength, as I said, right? Idea, like the government, as I just explained it to you, right? So these are actually the two exact opposite nouns. This is directly associated with your adjectives. So the person who is strong will have the strength. The person who is energetic will feel the energy. The person who is happy feel the happiness. The person who is weak will feel the weakness, right? So here, the person who governs is a part of the government, right? So like this, we understand the difference between these two nouns, which are exact opposite to each other, and what is playing the major role when we understand the concept of concrete and abstract noun are five senses. In concrete noun, all the five senses, the sense of sight, sense of smell, sense of touch, sense of taste, and sense of hearing are applied. Wherein in our abstract noun, only feelings and ideas and concepts and emotions are applied, but we cannot apply any of these five senses from our body. Simple as that. Yeah, I hope you have literally understood the concept of the concrete as well as the abstract noun, right? So now you will not falter whenever you have to identify a concrete or an abstract noun. Now next, let's see that which two more nouns. So like countable and uncountable nouns. Right? What are the countables and uncountable nouns? Countable is anything which can be counted in numbers. Right? So what you can count in numbers? You can count the objects like this. This is one marker. I can have two markers, three markers, four markers, and so on. So it is a countable noun. Right? Can you count my hair? One hair, two hair, three hair. You can count, but how long? Which is the reason why we do not use it as a countable noun. We use it as uncountable. So where you cannot apply the numbers, right? That is uncountable. Now here, I have to give you a very good example. Any thing or any object that is made up of substance or matter, right, can never be counted. So if I count tree, so tree, I should write like this, a tree and many trees. So we can write, so countable nouns are written in singular and plural forms, right? If I say water, can I say water and waters? There is no plural for water. I have a glass of water. So I can count the object associated with it, a glass, but not water. So water is the substance, the matter. It is actually the composition of H2O, hydrogen and oxygen. These two compositions, they came together, these two matters came together to form a water, which is colorless, odorless, tasteless, right? So water is what? A matter, and it is uncountable. We count only the glasses. We don't count the water. You do not say, I am having 2 waters or I am having 3 waters. I want to have 4 to 5 waters. You say, I want to have a bottle of water or a glass of water or 2-3 glasses of water. Right? Similarly, with any drinkable thing like tea or coffee, these are also uncountable because these are all matter. Right? So tree is countable, whereas water, tea, coffee are the matters which cannot be counted. Right? Similarly, the rubber. Rubber comes from the trees. You know that. So can we count the rubber? We cannot. We can count the erasers which are made up of the rubber. But rubber will be uncountable. Why? Because it is a flowing substance collected from the trees. Right? Similarly, from trees, what comes? The pencils. So we can actually count the pencils. We can say 1 pencil, 2 pencil, 3 pencil or 4 pencils. Right? But can we count the wood? Wood or woods? There are 3 woods or 5 woods. No, we can just say a piece of wood. Right? So wood is again a substance, a matter, which is uncountable. Right? Similarly, very important example like sheets, right, on which you write. In your notebook has the sheets. So sheets can be counted 1 sheet or 2 sheets or 3 sheets or 4 sheets. But can we count the paper? We count the paper in very informal way. But paper is actually a matter. It is actually a substance, right? So it will not be counted. We say a sheet of paper, 2 sheets of paper or 3 sheets of paper. Similarly, when we talk about all the metals, very, very important to be written here, the metals, right? Right? Iron or copper, right? Steel or glass, very important, right? These are not counted. We count the window, a window made up of glass, right? I'm not talking about the glass where you have the water in it. I'm talking about the glass which is actually pasted on the windows, right? That is also matter. We say a piece of glass or pieces of glass when it is broken, but we don't say glasses. There are glasses all around. We say glass windows all around. So we count the windows, not the glass, right? Similarly, iron. So we say that this hammer is made up of iron. So what is the product came out of that matter is the hammer. So hammer can be counted, but iron cannot be counted. Similarly, we count the wires made up of the copper. In your electricity conduction, you know that the copper wires are used, right? So we count the wires, not the copper. So all the metals which they are actually the matter. You know that they can be diluted, they can be formed into any shape, in any size. These are all the substances and matter which cannot be counted. But the things made up of that matter or substance can be counted, right? I hope it is very easy for you to understand now. These, a very interesting fact I'm telling you, these uncountable nouns where we talk about the matter or substance are also called material noun because it is made up of material. So, you can say all material nouns, not necessarily or mandatorily all the material nouns are uncountable, but majority of it is actually uncountable, right? Whereas countable nouns are simple, where we can count the object or things in numbers, whether it is 1 or 2 or 3 or more than that, or many or thousands or hundreds. So we can associate a number with the object, that is countable. Where we cannot associate any number with the object is uncountable. Right? I hope you have understood it very, very nicely. There is no confusion left. Now we will get on to learning two more very interesting types of nouns. So we have been talking about the common noun. Common noun is actually the mother of all the nouns, right? Why the mother of all the nouns? Because before becoming any further category, before getting categorized into any further, you can say that, terminology, every noun is a common noun, right? So even if we talk about the concrete or the abstract noun, these all are the common noun first, right? Then they further categorized our abstract, concrete, countable, uncountable or material noun. Now, the baby of common noun is collective noun, right? And we will understand it with compound noun. So, what is a collective noun? Collective noun is actually a common term or a name given to a group. What? A group, right? So, you have to count like there are many cows grazing in the field. So, instead of saying many, what you can say is a herd of cows. Yeah? A herd of. So, herd is what? A collective noun. So, it is actually a collective term given to a larger group to refer to. Simple as that. It remains a common noun, but it's a name given to a collection of the things, so it becomes the collective noun. Like you can say many keys, right? So many keys becomes a bunch of keys, right? So what is a collective noun here? Bunch, right? 12 bananas, a dozen of bananas. So dozen is a collective name given to the objects counted in 12 number, right? You have hundreds and thousands, right? These are actually the terms given to a collection of numbers only, right? Similarly, we have been given other terms like band of musicians, choir of singers, right? Crowd of people, masses of people, right? Pride of lion, or you can say, you use like lot of other collective nouns to refer to a group, right? So pack of wolves and pod of fish, right? School of fish. So when you read through, when you come across a word and you see of followed by, followed after that, I mean of, which is a preposition following the word, then you know that it is actually a collective term given to this particular object or animal or people, right? So you will read through and you will actually come across a lot of collective terms for referring to a group of people, group of animals and group of things, right? It will come only with the practice. So find it from the newspaper articles, from magazines, listen to it, or from the videos, and find more and more collective terms given to the different groups of animals, people, and things. Now when we talk about the compound noun, what is the compound noun? See, word compound means one after the other. What does that mean, one after the other? I mean, it is actually a combination, right? Combination of two things coming together, right? So two nouns like tablecloth, right? So it is what? It's a compound noun because table is a noun, cloth is a noun, right? So two common nouns coming together, making or building a single term is called a compound noun. Compound as in combination of two. Simple as that, right? So timetable, time is an abstract noun and table is a common noun. We just join them together, it becomes an independent word which has its own meaning. Timetable, it is a compound noun, right? Just think of more compound nouns and find that what all examples you can think of, like eyeglasses. So you wear the specs, right? So eyeglasses, eye is a common noun and glasses is also common noun. Coming together they become the eyeglasses, right? So eye and glasses, right? Then we have photograph, right? Sunlight or choco chips. So you know that sun is a noun, light is also a noun. When we join them together, they become one independent meaning word, that is compound noun. So few examples like sunlight, right? Choco chips. You all eat choco chips, right? Sunglasses, or if you can say, footwear. Why not footwear? Yes, footwear. So, wear is something you use, and foot is a noun, right? So, I hope you have been able to understand these two important nouns, along with other examples. Like we began with understanding the difference between the common noun and a proper noun. Very, very important, children. Please understand this again. That common noun is everywhere. Common noun is the father. So you should please understand that common, everything is common around you, right? It is actually the mother of all the nouns. Why? Because any noun, before becoming any further categories, first and foremost the common noun, right? Then it becomes the abstract noun or the material noun, countable, uncountable, concrete, abstract, collective, compound, and so on, right? So common noun is every object around you given a name, common noun. When that object or a person or a thing or animal given a specific name, that becomes a proper noun, which is a proper name, right? Then we learnt about the concrete and abstract. These are two just opposite to each other. Concrete, where all our senses are applied. Abstract, where only the feelings or emotion, the ideas and concepts are applied, right? Then we learnt about the collective and the compound nouns, right? Collective is actually a term given to the collection or a group of people, thing or animals. So it is a collective term, right? Which is the reason why it is called as collective noun, right? Whereas our compound noun is actually the combination of two nouns coming together and forming one independent meaning, right? That is compound noun. Compound is it one after the other, one and two. So compound, just mixing together. That is compound noun. We learnt about countable and uncountable nouns. Countable, which is associated with any number. Any number can be easily associated with that object or people or anything which can be counted in numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, hundreds, thousands, and millions, and so on. That is countable. But when the object is counted only as one, there is no plural of it, that is uncountable. And that happens majorly with the material noun, right, where the substance or matter is actually not counted as numbers but referred as one particular noun, right, one particular name. like all the metals: copper, iron, steel, glass, brass, bronze, et al. Right? So I hope in this particular session where we studied and delved deep about the types of noun, you have been able to figure it very nicely that how to understand the type of noun with some specific examples, right? I'm sure that this session was really helpful for you to understand the concept of noun. In our next session, we will stretch it a little further and try to understand the usage of these types of noun in terms of converting one noun to the other or one noun to other parts of speech. So here we end this session, and we look forward to meet you once again in another session. Till the time, take care and have a very good day. Thank you.